Hey YouTube, it's Demario Carter. I'm coming live all the way from Muskegon, Michigan, my hometown. So let me tell you about these damn clowns, honey. So they actually thought they were going to frame me and set me up for the fake profiles that my ex Jose Delgado made. The one on Twitter, he called himself Anthony Davis using my pictures, and then also used my pictures on Jack, called himself Tony Walker. He screenshotted pictures off my Facebook of my cousin. That's where the name Tony Walker comes from. And then also Wesley Robinson III, that stays in Atlanta, lied to Sandra Conley and said that he came to Dallas, Texas, and Wesley's never been to Dallas. So Wesley's telling me about some grinder that was supposed to be made. I guess it was like last week or the week before. And he said something about, they said we're in an open relationship with our ass up, face down, with a sheet and a mask on our face. He said something about they made the page in Dallas. So I asked him, I said, show me this grinder account. So I typed Dallas in. Still no grinder account. So where's this grinder that somebody is supposed to have said we were in an open relationship? So anyways, Wesley Robinson III and Jaquan Robinson are all from Muskegon, Michigan, also where I'm from. But they stay in Atlanta. So I was just down in Atlanta actually, but I had to leave those weirdos where they were at in Atlanta. So anyways, Wesley said something about that I guess we supposed to be ass up, face down with a sheet and a mask, giving the boys $100. Some weird shit. And then he also told me about some $150, $200 weird shit. And then he said something about they got to come through the back door or some weird shit. But anyways, everybody know Demario Keyshawn Carter is not going to have a mask or a sheet on his face. So I stayed in Dallas for 5 years. I didn't find out about the Twitter account and the Jack account until I was in Manton, Michigan. And then I made a police report about it. But anyways, now I'm finding out about this grinder. And Wesley said they said we're in an open relationship, but it's kind of funny that he said something about the group was in it for the plot and all this stuff. So how do you know they was in it for the plot and all this weird shit? So he says, I think they're trying to frame us. I said, no, it's not like you're trying to frame me, honey. That's what you're trying to do. So I think that he tailed along with Jose Delgado in Dallas, Texas. Somehow they probably all connected somehow to frame and set me up for the fake pages. So anyways, I get here to Muskegon, Michigan. Now, Muskegon is my hometown. You know, everybody's hometown is a little different. My hometown has always hated and envied me because I've always been more successful, always been more educated. So, anyways, so when I get up here, my baby mama, her name is Erica Cooper. Tony Walker is her brother. So I went over there and told Erica about this situation too. I said, girl, do you know my ex Jose was using Tony pictures on Jack? Whatever. She said she didn't know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure she did. So anyways, make a long story short, but I just was letting her know I know. So anyways, make a long story short, Demario do not pay $100. Demario do not wear sheets and masks over his face. I'm not Batman. So anyways, I want to just expose some things about a lot of other things. So I get here now. RJ is my godson. That's Eric Cooper's son. That would be Ronnie Johnson's son. But anyways, make a long story short, everybody in Muskegon knew about this. They was all in it for the plot, and they was all in it to frame me and set me up type stuff, I guess, to ruin my reputation. Then they also use children, honey. I mean, the sickest shit that you can ever do in life. Like I would harm a child, or like I would harm senior citizens and stuff like that. This is what they were playing. So I'm watching them do this stuff, and they dig a hole for themselves. And clearly everybody in Muskegon know me. My name is Demario Keyshawn Carter, nickname is Mario. So, make a long story short, so Muskegon thought they were gonna plot and scheme with these people. And I'm thinking people from Georgia and Dallas was also involved in this. I'm pretty sure Ronnie's aunt, Miss Deborah, I'm pretty sure she's involved in it, trust me. But anyways, now let me get to that point too. Years ago in Muskegon, Ronnie had me get along from his grandmother, Lori, and I was stuck having to pay the loan. And basically, Deborah slandered my name all around Muskegon. I made a police report about it at the Muskegon Heights Police Department. Deborah tried to lie on me and say I wrote a check. And Lori also told the police officer of Norton Shores that she wrote the check, whatever. But I was stuck with the bill. So I knew that Lori and Deborah and all them was going to try this shit when I got to Muskegon. They call it themselves bullies, I guess, but they're not going to bully shit this way. So anyways, make a long story short, Ronnie had me get a loan from Lori Clifford, and I got the loan. I was stuck with it. And I knew that once I got here that they were going to be in this game still. I knew they were going to start this shit. And my thing is, I got stuck with a bill that was ridiculous, honey. I had got it down to, I think it was like, I can't remember, like 10,000, but I got it down to like 2,000. I gave her 8,000. And make a long story short, Deborah tried to lie on me and say I wrote the check, and I never did. Lori Clifford also admitted to the Norton Shores police officers that she wrote the check. But Deborah slandered my whole name. I'm telling you, like, DeMario Keyshawn Carter's name was slandered to the max 100, like, literally. And I didn't even know Lori Clifford until Ronnie Johnson took me out there. And he gonna basically tell me, fuck my grandma, whatever. He says, you know, whatever, and this and that. And I told him, I said, no. I said, I'm going to go ahead and pay your grandmother. I said, but now I understand what you did. You basically had me get the loan from her, and then I was stuck with the bill, basically. And he said, fuck me, too. So, yeah, but I had got it down to 2,000, whatever. And she stays in Norton Shores. Great woman. But I knew, you know, her granddaughter and Deborah Clifford, she stays out in Atlanta, Georgia, but I'm pretty sure you can't put nothing past them Johnsons, honey, either. So, you know, the Johnsons, the Cliffords, all of them related, you know. And then Erica Cooper has a baby by Ronnie Johnson, the one that had me get the loan from his grandmother. But I'm talking about I went through a hell. And then Erica mentions to me something about saying, she says, did your mom die? I said, my mama? I said, hell no, my mama ain't died. The fuck, who told you that bullshit? Because Phyllis Hoff is very much alive, honey, in Cadillac, Michigan, and rich, honey. So I don't understand who the fuck told you these lies, honey. Because clearly my mother's alive and well. I mean, she sent me money on Cash App every other day, so I mean, she's alive, she's breathing. But anyways, when Erica said that, I was like, who the hell told you some shit like that? I said, no. I said, my mom is alive. What you mean? And I got to telling her about my biological mom. My biological mother, Tina Marie Hines, had died in Grand Rapids. But Phyllis, the white woman, oh no, baby, she's well alive. So I knew once I got to Muskegon that they were going to start this little Tricks Up for Kid game, and they were going to play these little weird warlocky, witchy games and stuff, and get beat at their game, of course. And my thing is, how it all played out is so funny, because Muskegon has always had it out for me, but Ronnie basically had used me and had his grandmother write me the checks. Okay, this was years ago. And I was stuck with the bill. I gave her 8,000 and I was down to 2,000. Then Deborah and her granddaughter are gonna tell me basically, oh, my mama don't need your money, this and that. And I was gonna pay her the rest of the money and stuff. And but it wasn't fair because the money was not for me, it was for Ronnie. And make a long story short, she had slandered my name. Deborah had slandered my name all through Muskegon. And it was just crazy. I mean, it was just like ridiculously crazy. So as I review everything and I'm looking at these stupid ass people from Muskegon, Michigan, you know, they did their Tricks Up for Kid games. They did all their little weird warlocky, you know, weird shit they do, like they do every day. So I understand now what it is. They all teamed up as one to frame me for the fake profiles that my ex Jose Delgado made. He made a fake Twitter account calling himself Anthony Davis, and then he also made a, I guess, a Jack account calling himself Tony Walker. And then Wesley, I know he had to make this page because it's kind of funny. Wesley is the only one that had the pictures of us on Facebook. And I'm like, well, who told you something about a page that's supposed to be in Dallas last week or the week before? He says, G. Then I asked him again. He says, I'm training. So then I asked him again. Then he says, a girl told him this. So I'm like, huh? But he was down in Atlanta, Georgia, lying to them, saying I was supposed to have been using his pictures. So it sounds like he's trying to clean some shit up. Who the fuck gonna use Wesley Robinson's pictures or Tony Walker's pictures, honey, when I clearly look better than them, have more money than them? So, I mean, if you're gonna pretend to be somebody else, honey, at least have more than me. I mean, you would have to pretend to be a celebrity, not some average basic person from the hood. But anyways, Tony is my cousin. Good guy. But the whole plot was to frame me and set me up. That was the plot. And then Wesley's telling me it was a group that was attacking me basically, and that he said something about they was in it for the plot. So how would you know all this if you were not a part of it? But I said, Wesley, show me this Grindr. So I typed Dallas in on Grindr. No profile pops up. It's kind of funny, Wesley. So then he tells me that I guess D told him, I guess it was a picture of us in red and white. We were sitting down at the Marriott. That would be in Chicago, actually, years ago. That's like an old throwback picture, like years ago. So I'm trying to figure out why would someone use our picture on Grindr. Then he told me something about a picture of us at Mona Lake in black. So how would you know all this if you're not a part of this group in this setup and this frame job that you were? And he says, no, I think they're trying to frame us. I said, no, you're trying to frame me right along with that group. So I exposed him, pulled his mask off. So now I have this saying, I'd be like, Wesley, you got your sheet on your face? I said, Wesley, are you hiding? You playing peekaboo, hide and seek? So make a long story short, Wesley's never been to Dallas, Texas, ever in his life. I don't know why he lied to Sandra Conley and said that he came to Dallas when clearly he has never been to Dallas. But also Deborah stays out in Atlanta, so I knew, honey, that it was gonna be some weird shit. But so I believe that these families and my family all teamed up together in a plot to frame me and set me up, because it's quite funny that they all kept talking about $100 and all this shit, and they kept mentioning $150, $200. So I remember what Wesley told me, and I'm thinking, so whoever was using me and Wesley's picture on Grindr, I guess was offering the boys $100, ass up, face down for a big dick, whatever. First off, DeMario Keyshawn Carter's not gonna give you $100 for no big dick. Okay, I don't pay for dick pays for me. And I'm not gonna have a sheet on my face. I'm not Batman and Robin, okay? We're not gonna do that. We don't play imaginary Batman and Riddler and Joker games, okay? So anyways, make a long story short, so I noticed a lot of things, and I just sit back and observe. But I knew once I came back to my hometown that them Clippers was not gonna stop their game, honey. And I know they got a lot to do with a lot of things, because Deborah really had it out for me. She had hired investigators, all type of stuff, whatever, for me years ago. But she slandered my name, and you can check that at the Muskegon Heights Police Department. So I'm still trying to figure out why would she lie on me and say I wrote a check when her mother wrote the check. And she also admitted to the Norton Shores Police. They came out to the house. Lori had invited me over after church one day. So I go over, and then here come the police. Her granddaughter on call the police, whatever. But anyways, I was invited. It was a setup. But make a long story short, Lori did tell the police that she wrote the check and stuff. So that squashed that. But Deborah and the Johnsons and all of them, they still had it out for me, honey. So they still thought they were gonna set some shit up. So anyways, make a long story short, Muskegon has always been a dirty, wretched ass town. So I also go up to Muskegon Heights Police Department and talk to a lady that works there. I'm not gonna say her name, but me and her have conversation all the time. But she's also related to the Johnsons as well, so she's related to Lori too. So all the time these people have been thinking they setting me up, they set themselves up. So I'm just sitting back laughing at these clowns as they think they're doing their little witchcraft and manipulations and humiliations, and really it's all backfiring back in their fucking face. So they did use the kids, and I think that was probably sick, honey. But yeah, they tried that too. Also, what else do I have to say that's important? I don't want to miss anything. But yes, so I'm still looking for this Grindr that was supposed to be made last week. or the week before. Check my YouTube. I also did an interview with Wesley and told Wesley to tell YouTube what he told me about this grinder. So it's all on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and you will find all the evidence there. So it doesn't even make sense to me, because how is it that you've seen a profile and I can't see it? Make that make sense. You see what I'm saying? It's all a lot of games. And then when he told me to type Dallas in, type it in, still no profile. So where'd it go? It just disappeared. I know damn well name just disappeared. So again, he's the only one that had access to pictures of us on Facebook. So make it make sense. Then he said someone in Dallas had made the profile, but Wes, you never been to Dallas. You get what I'm saying? So that's what makes it weird to me. So how in the hell would you be able to see a profile in Dallas, but you stay in Atlanta, Georgia, and you never been to Dallas? So it all makes sense that he did it. So anyways, I also have survived a lot of things in Muskegon. I got shot in 2017. I've been through a lot, but God has been there for me and helped me through things. And I tell you one thing, honey, you have to have a strong mind. But these people have been playing mental tactic games that only work on retards like Forrest Gump, okay? So what I'm gonna do is rip their mask, okay? Rip their mask off, rip their sheet off. But, I mean, if I go to the store, here they come. Here they come following. Here they come following. I mean, I got an entourage of weirdos that just obsessed with me, like, literally. But, if I go out of town, here they come. They're just obsessed. I mean, these people are, like, mentally ill, like, mentally unstable. I think they should go get their heads checked at Health West somewhere. But, again, I knew when I got to Muskegon that it was going to be a problem, you know what I mean? And I also had offered Lori the rest of the money, whatever. Her granddaughter told me, oh, she don't need the money, whatever. So I'm thinking to myself, your grandson had me get the loan from you, and I got stuck with the bill, and I made sure I paid her. I gave her $8,000, and I had owed her $2,000 more. And I just knew, but Deborah and them Johnsons, you gotta be real careful with them. They're very slick. Lori actually warned me about that. She said, baby, never trust no Johnson, honey. She said, never trust no Johnson. She said, they snakes in the grass, honey. So I always listen to Lori. Lori had told me this. But anyways, Lori did admit to the police officer in Norton Shores that she wrote the check, whatever. But Deborah slandered my name all in Muskegon. So Muskegon is a small little town with small-minded clowns that think they're so smart and they're so stupid. And they're caught, they're busted, all of them. So my thing is, I knew that they were gonna try this bullshit and they were gonna join the hate train of with them queers and framing me and setting me up for some fake profiles I did not even do. Look at me, I look too good. My name is Demario Keyshawn Carter, 228-1988. My name is not Anthony Davis. My name is not Tony Walker. Again, my name is Demario Carter. Let me spell it out for the slow people of Muskegon. D-E-M-A-R-I-O. Middle initial is Keyshawn. K-E-S-H-A-W-N. Last name is Carter. C-A-R-T-R. But anyways, it's just been tragic. Like, so they played this game of asking me my name. They were doing all this weird shit and like, what you been hiding, honey? Demario ain't never been hiding, honey. Mario always being seen, honey. I don't do Batman and Robin, but you bitches look like y'all need to put a mask and a shit over your ugly ass face. So, anyways, I want you guys to check out the YouTube, what I did with Wesley, because I just thought it was suspicious. Again, still have not seen this damn grinder. But Wesley say it was done in Dallas, Texas. How would you see Dallas, Texas profiles when Grindr literally only show you your location unless you type Dallas in? You get what I'm saying? So I'm listening to the lies, and then you're the only one that had access to these pictures. So what did you do? Send them to somebody in Dallas, or did you do it yourself? Make it make sense, 100, right? So Muskegon thought they were going to frame me and set me up, and they really thought they were smart, and they did a lot of tricks for kid games and tried to make it seem like I would harm children. They tried to make it seem like I would harm senior citizens. So I'm just letting them hang their stuff. So I just been going to random hotels. You know what I mean? Like, here's my ID. It's me, Demario Carter. You see me, I see you. It's no peekaboo. So anyways, But I mean, they went really low with the children, honey. I don't do Chester, honey. Not no Chester molester. But this was their weird games that they're playing. I mean, these people have went low, honey. So I mean, I just sit here and I gag and laugh at these clowns because the whole time they're playing, I'm playing in my head going, I'm gonna go on YouTube and expose y'all clown asses. But my family also was involved. They knew about it. They knew about the fake profiles before I even found out. So it just, yeah, it is what it is. But I'm also knowing that Muskegon Heights Police Department probably 9 out of 10 had something to do with it too. But anyways, I just want you guys to know to stay blessed, be blessed. And these weak ass warlocks and witches, honey, their magic so damn weak, honey, it's returned back to the sender. And we're gonna keep it 100. Again, my name is Jamario Carter, 2/28/1988 from Muskegon, Michigan. Biological mother name is Tina Marie Hines. My mother, I call mother, name is Phyllis Hoff. So anyways, I just want you guys to know I love you and y'all be blessed and may many abundance come to you. And don't let no clown stop your shine, honey, because they some haters out here in Muskegon, honey. But I already knew everything before I got here, so I'm just like, bitch, I'm clocking T, honey. Why they thought they was clocking, no, bitch, you got clocked, 100. So, be blessed, again, but my mother, Phyllis, is well alive, so I don't know who told Erica that, because my mother is not dead. My biological mother died like 3-4 months ago, Tina Marie Hines, but my mother, Phyllis, no, baby. She lives in Cadillac, Michigan, and she's well alive. But love you guys. I will talk soon. YouTube, just stay tuned in, because, baby, it's got messy, honey. And you know I had to rip they motherfucking mask off. 100.